All right, so now we will share our screen and get into it. Like I mentioned for the last couple of weeks, uh, been on the road and had a lot of people come up and just say, so how's it going? You did, oh God, so confused, so confused. Don't know what, and I want to get frustrated and go, what do you mean you're confused? It's so simple, but it's my fault. I take responsibility. I have a genetic gift for causing confusion. Um, maybe we'll get Brandon to start teaching these classes, but I think he's probably just as cursed as I am when it comes to the ADD and the topics and the confusion. So I wanted to back up this week and just lay out exactly what we're doing so that it's not confusing. I hope this really helps tie it down for everybody. But if you recall in the original presentation, and probably one of the problems, quite frequently I never make it to the end of my PowerPoint deck, but in my orientation to digital marketing, or at least the social media side of digital marketing, this is the closer. This is it. In very simple terms, these are the 5 steps. When we provide these services for people, this is what we do. When I work with clients, this is what you need to do. In the simplest terms ever, you need to get a lot of people that you send cool stuff to on a regular basis, and you need to give Zuckerberg some money when you do it. Because if you don't do these 3 things, it's not going to work. And by the way, the first one and the last one, all 3 of these are what everybody misses when it comes to social media. First off, they blast it out to what? Strangers every time. Yeah, I'm going to hit the boost button and just boost to whoever. I want anybody to see it. Somebody see my stuff. And then what do we put up? We put up our latest listing, the market report, a market update, what the 30-year bond market's doing, my newest 7-1 adjustable reverse double amortization, no down payment mortgage. Whatever it is, we put up stuff that's not cool because they aren't looking for it. If they're not glad they got it, you shouldn't have put it up, at least 80% of the time. And lastly, we want it all to be viral. Facebook's free, right? Yeah, for people that don't ever want to move beyond mediocrity. Sorry, Facebook has to make money. That's Mark Zuckerberg's only chance at ruling the world. He's declared there's no such thing as a free lunch, nor should there be. He's got to make some money somehow. Luckily, it's so dang cheap. It's honest. I wouldn't change one thing about it, because if it was really free to do everything, then everybody would do it. And as long as we can keep 99.9% of our competition in the dark and stupid about this, then it's our secret opportunity. Because sooner or later, they'll all figure it out. They'll all come running in, and then the prices will go up. And we've got this little window for the next few years where we can crush it. I mean, crush it, and do it for pennies on the dollar. So what are the 5 steps? What have we been teaching you? For everybody who says, I'm confused, we got to get a lot of people. That's one. How do we do it? Well, we maximize your fan base. You gotta have a bunch of fans. The problem is you don't have that many fans on your page. You got friends on your profile. So we showed you how to do a migration. I'm not gonna go back through it. The link's there, the video's there. Migrate all your, this is only if you've got a the issue for you is, I got a ton of friends and not many fans. Great, make a new page, convert all your friends into fans. Not complicated. Instead, everybody goes, I wanna merge because my old page is awesome. It's got 12 fans on it, and somebody liked one of my posts once, and guys, don't merge. Don't merge pages. It is so rare that you should merge a page. If you want to, I do, but I know it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be freaky hard. I'm just telling you, don't think it's gonna be easy. Even if you pay somebody to do it, it's gonna be hard because it just is. Facebook is not about customer service, and this requires live human interaction to approve your merger. You got to get it all set up. And yeah, sometimes it's, even when it is, just click, 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 and it's done. It still takes them, on average, 6 days to approve it. It can take them 2 weeks or sometimes longer to approve the merger of your 2 pages. It's rarely worth it. But if you have to, just be willing to stick it out. And if it takes you a month, it ought to be worth it. If it's an extra 100 people, that should be an extra help the test. Damn, I wish we were live, so you were live, so I could make this a test. How many people should 100 real friends that you've met before, how many sides, how many loans should that generate for you annually? Tick, tick, tick. Hopefully you said between 8 and 12, 10, something like that. Yes, if they're real friends, if you've actually met them, if they know you or would recognize you, even if they wouldn't remember your name, but you have met them, yeah, you should pull 10 deals out of 100 of those. So it's worth it to get them. There's other ways to get them. So that's it. Maximize your fan base. Next, what did we do? Showed you how to make a custom audience. What is a custom audience? Custom audience, very simply put, we showed you how to do it with Gmail last week. We'll do it again. But that's just everybody who's not a friend that you know. Yeah, I got all my friends on Facebook, but when I went and looked at my old CRM, my old Yahoo email, Hotmail, AOL, whatever, my Gmail, my LinkedIn, my phone with all the people I've ever made phone calls with, anywhere you have a collection of people that you know or have a little familiarity with or have familiarity with you, your old leads, shoebox full of whatever it is, anywhere you have some of that data, every data source on the face of the planet will let you export it, except for AOL or except for Facebook itself. But we can show you how to do that too. It's just you gotta be tricky. But you don't need to because we use Facebook for the marketing. So why bother exporting? Next, when you're getting all these data throughout history, the problem with all these databases is you got to go clean them up because they're full of bad stuff. Yep, that's not really a friend. Nope, that's a company. Yeah, look, it says support@microsoft.com. I don't want to put them in my database. Oh yeah, that's a bad address, a bad phone number, that's a bad person, whatever. You don't have to do that. That's the beauty of Facebook. You take all this data, you shove it into a custom audience. Watch the tutorial if you missed it. It's really, really simpler than you can imagine. And if you don't get it, find yourself a 12-year-old and ask them to do it for you. They'll get it. They'll just go check it on YouTube and copy the process. But anywhere you have a collection, all you got to do, if you find the collection, of people, oh yeah, here's that old top producer database, my old whatever Vantage database. I don't care what it is. Export from Calyx Point. Anywhere there's a collection of more than a few dozen people that have familiarity with you, we're going to put those in custom audiences. So now what do you have? I got all these followers on my page. And I got all these people that don't yet follow my page, but I know them somehow. Got that data, doesn't matter. Either one of them, same thing. You can hit them exactly the same. I sometimes wonder if you can't hit the custom audience even better. But either way, gold. Last, do you remember, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we did target audiences. Target audiences, because, well, but by the way, there's two marketing functions. Does anybody remember, raise your hand, okay, what the two marketing functions are? You are either growing a database or you are nurturing it. You are making new contacts or you are nurturing existing contacts. That's it. If you're making leads, you're growing your database. You're making new contacts. That is it. End of story. Sorry, I've got too many phones here. And one of them just keeps beeping. Anyway, so that's my two things. Well, nurturing, these are your two databases. You know these people. They're your friends. You know these people. You've at least traded emails with them. Hopefully they're your friends. You're just not friends on Facebook yet. But these are your Mets. Remember Gary Keller recommended Mets and unmets? These are your unmets. This could be your farm. Yes, I live in Grayhawk, whatever, development in Scottsdale. I'm going to go have my title guy. That's going to pull me a list of every person in Grayhawk. And then I'm going to put them into a custom audience. Or I'm going to go on Facebook and say, no, I'm looking for people that share a common interest. I want people roughly my same age. I like people that are in a certain income level and a certain net worth level. And my hobby is motorcycles, dirt bikes. Really want to try and attempt the Baja one more time before I'm too old to do it, which is probably 10 years ago, but I'll do it anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna people that follow the Baja Score, that's the racing organization. People that ride motorcycles, go to the dunes or into dune buggies, motorheads. Because if I connect with any of them, instant conversation. Yeah, what kind of bike? Oh yeah, did you do that? Oh yeah, I raced Whiplash. Oh no, I do ASOP. And well, nope, we got it. And if you remember, I talk about the gentleman who is like the top trainer in the financial planning industry, and his market is Cornhuskers, private pilots, and wine fanatics. Oh yeah, I drink a lot of wine. We go to Napa at least once or twice a year. I'm going to go out to the wine fanatics too. And your farm doesn't have to be the neighborhood. Greyhawk, your farm can be, like I said, I got somebody who does border patrol agents, law enforcement, local heroes, firemen and policemen, and no. I market to contractors. I'm the contractor specialist. Dog lovers. I'm all about dog lovers. I know more about what the right houses are, the best houses, the best listings for dog lovers. Oh my God, great posts. If every week you put up your, no, I like real estate investors. I'm going to have Bill's flip picks of the week, and I'll put up my favorite picks of the week of flippable listings, and I'll have them all subscribing and clicking on my, no. I collect antiques. I'm going to go with other antique collectors. Anything, and I always tell the story about the young new agent that I'm like, no, come on, seriously. When you meet somebody, and when you're out, when you're at a social function, and all of a sudden you find yourself shutting the rest of the group out, and you and that person are yakking away. What are you yakking about? Game of Thrones. My girlfriend and I are really in it. Perfect. So we went and we found Game of Thrones fanatics with ages and incomes and political preferences and you name it. Any kind of, that's your target audience. If you don't know how to make a target audience, these are people that are likely to like you, because remember, the game is he or she with the most friends wins. Remember, before we get on, so we've taught you these three things, but before we move on, the foundation for all of this is RIF. The foundation of all marketing is RIF: reach, impact, frequency. Without those things, you're wasting your money. And most of you have been wasting your money because reach is, are you reaching the right people? Are you actually getting through to the right people? Getting through to the wrong people? Waste. You run an ad, my ad reached 30,000 people. Great. How many of them are going to do a real estate transaction in the next 6 months and are likely to want to do it with you? Or are, wasting your money. You got to reach the right people. Next, impact. What do you reach them with? Here is the bond market update and what the 30-year is doing currently in the market, and housing prices in my neighborhood. This is how they've changed since 2 weeks ago when I posted. And here is my latest listing. Isn't this a neat listing in the neighborhood you don't recognize or care about? And man, the garbage we put up, all we're trying to do is get their attention. Make them not want to unsubscribe. How do I block this person? I hate their crap. They just put crap in my way. If you're in the way of the stuff they want, you're blowing it. You gotta give them stuff they want. Impact. Does it buy brain cells? Does it make them like you? Does it make you look cool? Does it make you look successful? Not does it sell real estate or mortgages or whatever else you're here for. Frequency. And if you guys don't remember my little super abbreviated training version with only 4 slides, hopefully I know I hit this with everybody. I try to beat this into the ground with everybody. This is the most common mistake in the world. Our advertising is here, there, everywhere. We'll advertise to anybody. We hit the boost button. Why? Because we want anybody to see my stuff. Well, more people. Oh, I heard I could advertise over there for cheaper. Man, we're just hitting everybody. And almost never does somebody go, wow, here's an ad for a complete stranger that I have never seen before. I think I will call them up and have them list my home or give me a mortgage. No. About 1 in 100,000 or 0.001%, which, by the way, if you would just spend the money, is not bad. You're going to pay about $1,000 to get a deal. I know you all make more than $1,000 on a deal. But if you would hit with your same 100,000 ad impressions, 2,000 people 50 times, the right people, reach them with impactful stuff, and reach them 50 times the frequency so that you become familiar, so that they recognize you, so that your timing is correct. You're going to pull, by the end of the year, you're going to be at 0.25%. They're going to be a loose tie. They're going to recognize you. Yeah, you're going to get about 2,500% more business from your marketing dollar. And out of the gate, you're going to get 500 to 1,000% more business. I mean, literally, within just a couple of months, they'll start to recognize you because they've seen you over and over. With as little as 5 impressions, they'll like you as much as 76% more than somebody they see the first time. That's just facts of life. So everything we do, reach, impact, frequency, everything that you've done all your life has been random shotgun. Who do you reach? Anybody. And what's the impact? Annoyance, because it's my ad. And what's the frequency? Once. And that's how we market. That's what we're changing. That's what we're here to do. That's what this is all about. So getting back to our 5 things down here and recapping before we really move on. Yes, we're going to give you one more tip this week. Actually, a little handful of them in this 5th category, because we're up to the 5th category. We've shown you how to get lots of people. We've shown you and shown you and shown you how to get lots of people. Do not make this complicated. If you haven't done this, but you got this, good. I don't have this, you got this, good. Is there a 500 people that you can start shoving stuff in front of? Good. Start shoving it in front of them over and over and over. Whatever you got, go with it. Don't wait. Content. We showed you how to set up feeds to get interesting content, to get content that's viral by nature. Does it have to sell? No. Does it have to be about real estate or mortgages? No. We'd like it to remind you, but the reminder might just be your logo on it. Or me going, and videos are always going to be the best. I can't wait till we get into the video trainings. This is where you're going to kill it. By the way, 100% of videos, all done on cell phones. We teach a lot of it. Here, let me show you what kind of video classes we teach, just to give you an idea. There's my, actually the white one's the one I use, but there's my collection of video training cell phones so that we can teach every kind of cell phone and everything we do. And when I go out and I shoot videos, I'll take 2 cell phones and set them up, and now I go, okay, one down there and one over here, and that's my 2-camera shoot. Anybody that spends money on a video camera today? Yeah, sorry. The big fancy cameras, yeah, you know what? If you want to look cool, because they look cool, but and yeah, the big long lens sometimes, but yeah, 99.9% of the time, you can do just as good with your cell phone. And somebody who knows what they do and spent their time on some tutorials will crush the person with the big DSLR. Today's phone is the equivalent of 5-year-ago DSLR. That's kind of the rule of thumb. Phones are about 5 years behind, other than low light, high action stuff and big, crazy specialty lenses. That's it. So yes, video will be a big topic, but content. We showed you how to find content, curating content. Hey, it's Bill, your favorite realtor. But listen, not talking about real estate. Wanted to remind everybody, Humane Society's having a pet adoption day down in the park this weekend. This is a particularly big deal because right now, for some reason, the inventory of strays is particularly high. We need to find all these little guys from home. No, come on down. And if you can't make it, share. Share this. Click down below or up above, whatever. Share this with everybody. And that's reminds them I'm in the business because I'm the realtor, but I'm not here to talk about real estate, and it makes them like me. They think I'm cool. Whether they like me or not, somebody that's trying to help dogs, how can you not like that person? That's what we want. Positive brain cells, all a game of mental real estate. How many brain cells in your mind do I own, and what do those brain cells represent? They represent the emails that you send me every freaking week with crap I have to delete that I've never even opened to know why I'm deleting it. I just know it's garbage because it's in my email box, and by definition, everything in my email box is garbage because there are 625 unopened emails in my email box. Yep, my blood pressure just went up. You can't send me something in my email and not have it be negative by the sheer consequence or fact that it's a number. So, guys, that's it. You do not need to complicate this. I got a bunch of people. I stay in front of them all the time with stuff that reminds them I'm in the business. And every now and then, I do something like the one we just showed you. I mentioned John and Aaron with the Amex stuff. And it doesn't have to be Amex, but I love this particular ad campaign. You're looking for listings. I'm so confident that I can sell your home faster and for more money that I'll put my money where my mouth is. If you'll give me 30 minutes to show you what I can do when it comes to marketing your home, I will give you, and Darren gives $1,000. I recommend people give 500, and it can be an American Express travel gift card like we use, or it can be a cruise, or it can be a gift certificate. You want to find something that you can buy in bulk, and we get these for 10 cents on the dollar, but yeah, there's a $250 travel gift card. Yes, $250 American Express travel gift card for anybody that will let me do a listing presentation, whether you list with me or somebody else. And they got to list with somebody else. All I want is a shot at the business. Just give me a shot. And by the way, if that's not the most profitable, hell, if I had to pay $250, if I had to pay $500 for $500 cards, if that's not a win, if I couldn't get at least every other listing for $500, meaning that's costing me $1,000 a listing plus the ad spend, probably another $100. Well, damn, even if it was another $500, I'd be spending $1,500 a listing. How many would you buy? I don't know. I'm selling you $20 bills. You can buy them for $10. How many do you want to buy? And if it's not every one I possibly can, I'm going to go max out my credit cards. I'm going to sell things. I'm going to borrow money from friends and neighbors and relatives. I'm going to borrow money from the hard money mobster guy that's going to break my legs if I don't repay it. Because hell, if I'm buying $20 bills for $10, I want everyone I can get. That's what a $1,500 listing should be. The only difference is when you get things you can give away that cost you $50, now you're spending $200-300 a listing, not $1,500. That's rock solid. And if you can't close the listing appointments, then you should work on that first. And by the way, this is my favorite listing generator. I love the valuation ones. Curious what your home is worth, find out instantly. Go get your AVM tool. Go to retechnology.com and you can see all the reviews of all of them. I have my favorites, but there's so many. There's different prices. There's a ton of them up there. I'm sure there's other sites that list them all, but for any of you that are looking for real estate related things, retechnology.com is a great source. Every office should have a subscription. Get your AVM tool. Make sure you've got a cool CMA tool, because the whole idea is you're going to get the instant AVM, but then a local valuation market expert, whatever, is going to do a complete comparative market analysis and get this back to you. They work great. They work great. You should get them down below $10 a piece for those leads on Facebook. These will cost you a little bit more, but these are actual listing appointments. That's why they're my favorites. Anyway, that's a sideline. We've given you all this stuff. So for this week, we're going to hit 5 before we start to dig deep into these and really drive them home. And as I mentioned, next week, we'll roll out a bunch of things, including services to do things for you. And we've got some poor, willing souls that are willing to help all of us. The average age of a realtor is 57 and a loan officer is 54. So yeah, a lot of us need, I got one right outside the door. I think he's 24. We need somebody who can actually do this stuff, because I give you the theory. You need to take the theory and have somebody else do it, because I don't do this. So we'll have somebody that can do it for you if you can't do it. But honestly, truthfully, these are all things that I can do, even me. So how do I maximize, now that I've got content, I got cool content, I got a big audience, I'm pushing my stuff out, how do I maximize reach and engagement? And next week, we'll do the second half of this, and we'll hit boosting and paying for your ads and how you do that, which isn't tough. Check it on YouTube. It's fairly self-explanatory. Just don't use the boost button. That'll one tip I'll give you in the meantime. But how do I really and truly go out and get engagement? Remember that when you put stuff up, If it gets no, and it's always like, comment, share, like, comment, share. This should be a mantra for you. You should be liking, commenting, and sharing for 5 minutes a day, no matter what. It's a separate training. But if you put up stuff that gets no likes, no comments, and no shares, no engagement, Facebook goes, oh, nobody likes your stuff. We better not show it to people in the future. We better show it to fewer people and fewer people and fewer people. But if people like, comment, and share, the more they seem to like what you put up, the more Facebook go, because Facebook only wants to give us stuff we like. They want us to have the best experience possible. That's their goal. Whether it's an ad or a post or anything, all they care about is that, dang, people seem to like this thing. Even if it's an ad, they'll make your ad go farther. They just want to put stuff up you like. Well, that means I've got to put up stuff people like. So how do I boost the engagement on my content? And here's your 4 little quick tips. And by the way, you can see that moving forward, all of these topics are training topics. And even this is kind of not accurate because that's just one. We've got several others full of topics that we want to share with you and teach you. And the goal of all of this is to stick with this over time, because in 6 months, it's going to suddenly click and you're going to get it. And hell, you could go out and charge and become a social media consultant if you wanted. But more importantly, whether it's a local business owner, influencer, somebody from the chamber, somebody from a charity, somebody from your church, a divorce attorney, if you're a loan officer, a realtor, a financial planner, you are priceless to everybody involved with anything that needs promotion, whether it's a business or organization. This stuff is solid gold. So let's look at how we're going to do it. First, we never, ever, ever, ever put up something without giving people a reason to engage. If there's no reason for them to engage, here is your bond market update. Even if you're going to put something like that up, you have to have a headline that makes them pay attention. And then you got to close it with number 3 down here. CTAs aren't just for ads. CTAs are calls to action. Everything you ever put up has a call to action. So it's got to have something that's a little engaging. And even if it is about the market, because it's interesting, this happens to be an interesting one that says, ooh, we're expecting a big swing in the market. Do you know which way? See, that's a question. That's going to make me curious, if nothing else. So that's going to get me to click and check out the content at the end. Not sure that I agree. Curious if you agree with the author's take on the market. And now people are going to say, yes, no, I do. But please share this. And remember the puppies. Hey, we're Pet Adoption Day. You know what? If you can't make it, please share this with everybody you know. And the puppy, we got to find him a home. Call to action. Share this. Hey, by the way, if you get a chance, please follow or share up above. Just make sure everything, never, ever, ever put up a post without asking a question or asking people to share, asking them what they think, putting up a poll question. There has to be an ask. If you don't ask, you'll get 1/4 of the engagement. That's just the simple math of it. Across the board, you'll get about 4 times the engagement by asking for it. So 1, make sure that it's engagement worthy. Got to give them a reason. I got to have a reason I can put a CTA up there so that they will engage and share, and ask them to share. Engagement is a 2-way street. Number 2, don't know if you guys can even see these, but it says engagement is a 2-way street, bump it up. So I want people to engage. And then most of us don't engage. So I want you all to go into your Facebook settings and make sure that you've got notifications turned on. So every time somebody comments on one of your posts on your page, you need to be notified, preferably by text, so it's in real time, and not once a day or whatever the other settings are. You want to know when somebody engages so that you can engage immediately. You get scored on that, and it will be on the analysis of your page. Typically responds within 5 minutes. So you want to respond quickly, and you got to engage. Why do you got to engage? One, because people want to engage with you. It'll make them like you more. Two, and here's the tip, pay attention. If you're falling asleep, get ready to hang up, go check out, do something else. Tune back in for just 20 seconds. Every time you comment on your post, it bumps it back up to the top. See, when you post something, it immediately starts getting older because new people are posting things above it, and it's pushing it down and pushing it down. And yeah, I'm going to scroll through my feed, but sooner or later, I'm going to stop. And if enough things have come in and you're too old, that's it, you're done. Every time you comment, boom, back up to the top. So in the marketing world, we call it bumping a post, bump it back up to the top. And the tongue-in-cheek comedy for other nerds that live in my universe is we'll bump something by writing bump. And I don't recommend you do this, by the way. I recommend you make a real comment. A comment, you can make a couple comments about some comment somebody made earlier, or you can add a link to something else you found. Find a reason, but every time you comment, it puts it back up at the top. It's almost like doing a whole new post. See, everybody puts a post up and walks away. Done. And what happens? Well, it gets a little live and then it's dead. Well, look, I'm going to keep moving it back to the top over and over and over. One, two, if it's good, any post that does good, oh yeah, no, I'm writing that down in my little post journal because I'm going to come back in 2 weeks or 2 months and I'm going to repost the same exact thing. Reuse that content. Don't just walk away and go, yeah, some people saw it and I let it die. Help it. Keep giving it a nudge. And what we do is, we write bump. So I put up a post, come back in there after a while because it's been a while, and I know that, it's an hour later. So I write bump in my comment, and then I immediately go in and delete it. And you're like, why do you write bump? It's just time to bump, whatever. I'm going to bump it up. But delete it immediately. I don't suggest you do that. We don't want to cheat or manipulate the system too much. Make a real comment. But if you can't, if you're not sure, just comment something and then go, hey, you know what? That's kind of dumb. And then delete it. That's fine. But just write something. And anytime somebody else writes something, you always get the last word in. You know the people you're texting back and forth? Great. See you then. Super. You too. Have a good day. Hey, you too. Back at you. Shut up. The conversation's up. Be that person on Facebook. You want to keep doing it. And you don't want to do it right away. You have a little lag, 5 minutes, few minutes, whatever, and boom, back up. Boom, bump it back up. Boom, bump it back up. So there's your tip. And your last tip of the day for driving your engagement. By the way, we just doubled, tripled, quadrupled your engagement right there by keeping your post back up. And now if your engagement was really lame, we're going to have quadruple lame, but that's better than 1/4 lame. So hopefully it's good stuff. Next, engagement is best played as a team sport. I think I'm going to start doing this at the live events and making people team. But before you leave, if you do one thing, come up and say, you want to be my engagement buddy? You want to start an engagement group? We got to come up with a name for this. A social support group. No, that sounds like my AA meetings or something. But I got 10 people. They're my friends. They're in business. We're not competing. When I post something, they will always, always, always like, comment, or share. We have engaged so much on social media, their stuff always shows up at the top, so I don't have to worry about it. Sometimes I get a text from them, hey, I just put one up. I could really use some comments on this one. Comments and shares are worth a lot more than likes, by the way, because so there's 10 of us, and we all comment and share a lot, but Bob over there, Bob only gets like. Yeah, Bob, we're going to drop you from the group, dude. We need somebody a little more valuable. Yeah, like can be whatever percentage, but try to keep it fairly. Comments and shares. Comments and shares are gold. If you've got a group of 10 people that you all agree to like, comment, or share, so every one of your posts is going to get 9 likes, comments, or shares, guaranteed. And you got to do it for 9 other people, but that's the holy grail. When you're doing a Facebook Live, if you've got those people and you didn't let them know ahead of time, did one week before last, and they put out the post and had a bunch of people in the company give it a little nudge. And it was a closed group Facebook, worse yet. So it's not going to, it's only going to the people that like the page of this company. But at the same time, it ended up with almost 4,000 viewers on this Facebook Live because it got the initial engagement. Because Facebook, again, only wants to show things that people like seeing. When they see people liking it and commenting on it and sharing it and engaging with it and staying there, not just checking it out and leaving, checking it out and leaving. See if they see stuff that goes, oh, people like this. Let's show it to some more people. Oh, damn, they seem to like it too. Yeah, you know what? Let's show it to more. And it'll keep right on going. It'll keep right on going. You want to make sure that your content has some engagement. Having an engagement circle, God, we need a name. Somebody send me a name. Engagement sounds like it's like a wedding shower or a bachelorette party. Engagement, social, and social makes it. Anyway, we need a group of following. So look, do these 4 things. We'll get into others later. But if you want to really, 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 really bump up your results, 1, you're making sure that everything has some reason that I can put in there, some reason to put in a call to action, some reason people would share it. Let's share it because it makes people say, ah, because it makes them look cool, because it helps a good cause, because and a reason to engage. Let's share. Engage is because you asked a question and I want to, because you asked for my opinion. Do I look better in these glasses or do I look better in these glasses? I'm getting ready to buy a new pair. What do you think? Guarantee you, I put up that post, I'm getting 20, 30, 40, 50 opinions from people going, oh, dude, no, you need to stick with John Lennon's because on camera, by the way, we start doing videos, it's true, I keep glasses just for doing video because it doesn't make the big shadows, whereas if you have the big plastic rim glasses, you get big shadows all over your face. So there's my ADD tangent for the day. So anyway, that's it. We have this wrapped up. Damn, we're still a little over. My clock was covered up in my own defense. My own pathetic lame excuse. Sorry, I wanted to beat everybody up this week because everybody's making excuses and saying they're confused. I'll take responsibility for the confused part, for the confusion. Hopefully that's gone. What are you trying to do? Trying to put stuff up all the time, make sure lots of people see it by boosting it. If you don't know how to boost it or spend money or do whatever, trust me, there's lots of people that'll help you. All of you have our contact information. Next week, we will have more tutorial videos. And next week, we will move into the second half of maximizing your reach and engagement by hitting the boosting and advertising piece. And then and most of our time moving forward will be spent on this: content, 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 and content. You want the right stuff. You want the right ads. You want to always have something interesting to post. But do not hesitate. Do not make excuses. Do not wait until your merger is done. Sorry, nobody's going to be going to your page much anyway. They're just going to see your post. I just want them to see you all the time. Right now, if you know 500 people, one of them's making the decision this week to buy a home or to sell a home. And if you wait till next week to be in front of them, there is, depending on who you ask, between a 70 and 90% chance they'll forget and go with somebody else because you're not there. You need to be there. Make sure you're there every week from your page. Go, set up your feeds, watch that tutorial. All right, enough sermonizing. I'm getting preachy now, I know it. Let's see, participants following it up. No, not one question. Not one question. Oh, here we go. Katie McGregor, will you update your smart sheet with last week's video? I was at the event you had in Colorado and missed week 4. Yes, I will. I forgot to record it because, as those of you who saw it know, I was shooting it from my lap in the corner of a conference room while there was 50 people behind me doing their own thing. And then I was on the road, so I will, and got back late last night. So I will reshoot it today and put it up. You'll notice a couple of them I reshot. And show you how to do it. Oh, thank you. Katie says it was a great event. I love teaching this stuff. I just can't wait till I figure out how to not confuse people so badly. But I don't want to be really boring and just say, here's a lot of people, here's stuff, post this, and pay this. By the way, on the pay, plan on spending 10% of what you want to make as a rule of thumb. I know more top producers than probably any, there's the Gary Kellers and the people that are, but of normal, ordinary schmucks, I know as many top producers as more than I can remember. And they all spend $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month. They spend it to make it. They don't make it and then decide to spend a piece of it. It's the other way around. Cut out Starbucks. Buy a more economical, cheaper car. Drop something from your life so that you can at least start off with a $500 or $1,000 budget. Money comes from spending money. The reason you don't like to do it is because what you've done in the past is bought ads and done that shotgun thing. Shotgun here, shotgun there. Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, all the sprinkling stuff. Forget it. Forget it. Waste. Steve Phipps. Is there a book you would recommend to go along with what you were... Oh, God, great one. I'm a book addict, by the way. If you ever see me in person, because I know that it's illegal to say it in a public fashion, I'll share my audiobook library. I've got about 1,200 of them. And I really do need a 12-step program for my book addiction. In this space, the guys at Curator put out a book called Conversion Code, and it is spectacular. I mean, it is really, really well done. I think they miss a few things. I think they make it a little more complicated than they need to. And I think that it does a great job, and I think it's probably brilliantly done, because I think most people read it and go, oh no, I'm going to pay them the $1,300 a month they charge plus ad spend, which, by the way, is not a bad thing to do. Show you how to do it cheaper, show you how to do it, but love their stuff. So that's one. Personal Branding, How to Become Famous. Attention is a great book. It's Attention, and the subhead is This Book Will Make You Money. Lame title, great book. Crush It from Gary Vaynerchuk is probably 10 years old now, but it's probably the one that got me interested in the internet. Phenomenal book. What Would Google Do is something everybody in the world needs to read. You'll understand the future of business, because it's not about Google. It's about how would Google approach it, what would they do, and mind-blowing. Top 5 all time. Nail It and Scale It. I should do book reviews, huh? Nail It and Scale It's another top 5 book for me, because it kind of addresses what I was saying. Everybody shotguns. It's all about find something and perfect it, and then do it and do it and do it and do it and do it. Don't spend your money opening 3 stores. Open 1 and perfect it, and then open 1,000 stores where you can just stamp them out without thinking about it because it's perfected. Well, that's what you need to do in your business. Remember, success comes from repetition and boredom, not from diversity and confusion. And yet we all operate in a state of overwhelm and confusion, and we're doing so many things and we can't keep up. And no, you're doing it all wrong. You should only do that with 20% of your time to experiment, to find a better one thing. You find the one thing and you do it over and over. You market to first-time buyers. You market to firemen. You market to, and you market the same way over and over, because if you master Facebook and you have one market, that's all you need to do. Over and over and over. Repetition, nail it and scale it. That's another one. But yeah, if I had one book to recommend to you guys, if you really want to learn the social media stuff and real estate, I love The Conversion Code. Great book. Thanks for the question. I don't see any other questions. Going once. Going twice. No questions. Wait, no. Panelist, Kitty. Will you update your smart sheet with last week's video? Yep, nope, we got that. Sorry, we got comments. There's chat and there's Q&A. Roger, all panelists, LCS group. What is LCS group? Now I'm asking the question. What is LCS group? It's the later on the calendar, Saints. I can't think of LCS. We have no idea. Phil George. Man, if I could ever impress Phil George. By the way, there's a handful of people out there that if you can get to them, they're hard to get to, but they're younger and smarter than me. I just rant more. Aaron Bates, Aaron and John up in Colorado, get to them. Ron Soderstrom, who does all the painful work for all of you CMG people of trying to work on your pages and put your stuff up and do them so that they're compliant and legal and will work. Awesome. Phil George. And I heard through the grapevine that you could kick my butt on a motorcycle too. You're such a nice guy. You just don't seem like you'd be that fast. But damn, I heard you're a lot faster than me. So no, I never want to ride with you, dude. Like, comment, share it. There you go. Like, comment, share. Facebook in 5 minutes a day. You know what? I'm going to do a post. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Maybe I'll do it between now and next week. I've always wanted to do a blog post or a training. 6 figures from the crapper. Sorry to be so blunt, but I loved Charmin's tweet from the seat campaign. If every time you sat down on a porcelain seat, the whole time you were there, you like, comment, and share, not surf Facebook. 5 minutes a day. Like, comment, share. That's the only things you're doing. Like, comment, share, like, comment, share, like, comment. 5 minutes a day. There's no way you could do that 5 minutes a day and not make an extra 6 figures on top of what you're making today. Fact of life. Is there a book you recommend? Like, comment, share, Amanda. Thank you, Bill. CS Group. Thanks. All right, that's it, guys. That was the last question, and we are done. I will get these videos up and hope to see you all in person soon.